Okay, so we had to cut this corner out. Where is that corner? Okay, so we had this right here, and you can see that it's got that other piece. I think last time I drilled the spot welds so I could get this piece off of this piece, but this time I just bent it up like that and cut it like that. So this is what you're left with, and I just have to finish cutting the second piece here, and then it's about ready to get off. So let's get to that. I put a bit bigger blade on here to get to this stuff. It was bigger. I had to take my guard off for that, so I think I'm going to change that now. Put a new blade on and put the guard back on, because it is really dangerous to do it without the guard. Sparks are not contained at all. They go everywhere, and it's not nice. So I only do that when I have to. I've got some 6-inch blades as well that go with my small chop saw that I was using on the cage. I have put those on here when I needed a bigger blade that I couldn't get to stuff with. So put this guy back together, and this is the Harbor Freight grinder. I've had this grinder for about 5 years now, and I have put it through absolute hell, and it has stood up. Now the cheap one, let me show you. The cheap one Harbor Freight has this guy right here, the Drill Master. I bought it when I started doing the cage. It lasted 2 days, and that was it. This guy, however, has been hanging on. When I started the cage, when that one went out, I put new brushes in this. All Harbor Freight tools come with brushes. I put the new brushes in here. I thought I lost them, but I didn't. Had them for 5-6 years. You know what? It's been longer than that. I had these when I was in Tennessee. I've had this over 10 years, and it's still going. So maybe I've gotten lucky, or maybe Harbor Freight isn't so bad. Anywho, here we go. Where's the, what did I do with the, oh boy. Ah, here we go. Alright. Get this blade change going. This door part. Okay. So all I've got is the, inner piece here to get through, and then we'll be good. Let's see if we can do that now. All right. spot welded or not. Take this off. Right here, yep, there's a spot weld. You can identify the spot welds. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a slight indentation and a nice circle. It's just a spot weld, so we'll just drill that out. Of course, it'll make a hole that we'll have to fix, but that's not a problem. All right, and then we've got another one right here. Looks like. That's how easy spot welds come out. Now we got this corner over here to deal with. I don't remember having this problem on the other door, but I've got about 1.5 inches of second. Let's see here. I got to get that out. Let me see how I can do that. I don't want to dig into this anymore. I need that material there. So get to that now. There we go. I felt that. Felt it come apart. Okay. Window is down. Get the vice grips off. I think we're ready to get this crap apart, if we can get it apart. Struggled with it a little bit on the last one, but there we go. Look at there. Window and everything. Now you can sell your window to somebody who's got a busted window. So that's why it's kind of important not to hit it with the grinder. You know, once you've hit it with a grinder, the resale value kind of goes down just a hair. So this one right here, you just have to cut the door seal to get it off. I mean, you can pull it off here, but you still got to cut it because you don't want that hanging. Let's see, I got a razor in here somewhere. Very unorganized right now. The shop was kind of thrown together by myself. Of course, everything is by myself. Probably get tired of hearing that, but that's the way it is. Now let's see where. Right here. It's like tire. That's some tough shit. That may or may not come off, I don't know. The Lexan window may require it to come off. Now what we've got is this door brace in here. This right here just kind of secures the skin. I took it out in the other door, so I'm going to take it out in this one. That thing is heavy, believe it or not. Now, this side here, you can, I'm actually going to do this door a little different. In the other door, actually, come over here. Let's look at the other door that I did yesterday. It's already got the handle in it. But what I want to show you is, this is where that door brace is, or was. So you got a piece coming up here that secures this. It kind of stiffens up the metal over here, because this is really thin metal that this is holding on to. And I really shouldn't have took that piece out, which I'm not going to on the other door, which is the driver door. It'll see a lot more action. So this one's already done, so we're gonna leave it. But I'm gonna take this out and get it out. I gotta cut it out over here because it goes underneath, or in between the skin and the door frame. It goes in between it. So I just cut that and leave what I gotta leave. But this, I'm gonna do the same thing to this side on the driver door, so I don't risk losing the rigidity of that piece. I think it's important that when you're lightening something up or putting it on a diet, try to keep the strength where you can, where you need it, but also cut out what you don't need. We don't need that. These things are plenty strong enough for what we're doing. So, all right, we're gonna get ready to cut this other piece out in just a minute. Okay, so we got the skin brace in here. We're gonna cut that out, but we're not gonna take it. This part you can only cut here because it goes in between this and the door skin out to here. So that piece you can only cut there. This piece you can drill out the spot welds and get it out, but it makes this weak. So we're gonna cut it here. That way we retain the strength here, but still get all this out. My battery's about to die, so may not even show all this, which, if you just look, we're gonna cut it. Where's my marker? There's my marker. So I had to put the bigger blade on it to get in there. Just can't really get in there with much. Be careful not to hit the door skin because that's the outside of your door. So we're gonna try to cut it right along that line. Same thing over here. We're just gonna try to get what we can get to and cut it there. And then this will come out. It's just glued to the door. And that's it. So that'll take care of this. And then really, you can just grind this to smooth it out, make it look better, make it nicer, make it safer so you don't cut yourself every time you look at it. So just take your grinder and smooth all this out all the way around. And then once I get done getting this out, we'll talk about installing the door handle and something about the Lexan. I haven't even put the Lexan in the other one yet. So we're gonna work on this and come back in a little bit after we charge some batteries and do a little bit of work. Okay, we got this guy out and we just cut it with the door instead of trying to get the whole thing out because we need the strength that it provides. So that's that. And I had to put the bigger blade on my grinder and made a big mistake. So if you can, leave the guard on your grinder because I grinded down into my knuckle. So be careful of that. Okay, so here it is, and I grinded the edges, make them a little safer, just a little. Just get out of the way. This is what you get when you order the door handle kit. The cheap one anyways. This is the Competition Engineering, the cheap stuff. lightweight door handles and linkage. Kit contains all pieces necessary for 2 doors. And I think it was like 80, 90 bucks for 2 doors. So I think that's about, you might find one cheaper, I don't know. This was about the cheapest one I could find. So I've already done one. Here's the crappy directions you get. Tells you what to do and then gives you 2 pictures, which are kind of useless. They help a little bit. This right here you can't do on these S10 doors, and I'll show you what that means. What you're supposed to do, this is the bracket for the handle. Handle bolts to it just like that. Actually, it'll go like this on the door. So you're supposed to be able to bolt this up here inside there, like that, which it doesn't fit, but you're supposed to do it down here. So there's nowhere for that to happen, nowhere. So what I did was I bolted it on right there through the door and then mounted it like that. That was the only way I could see to do it. And it works just fine, but you just have this sticking out, which, screw it, you know, race car, right? And some of you guys out there can make that look good somehow. This white stuff is just protective film. That'll come off. I don't know that I'm gonna do this whole thing for you guys, but I'm definitely gonna show you what I did. Okay. That's that. We got the hardware over here. Get these heims for the rod end, which is nice. One screws right-handed, one screws left-handed, so you can adjust them. So you just screw these in, screw them in all the way, and then you can adjust them. If you're, you know, out of whack a little bit, you can just turn this rod and adjust out what you need. So that was nice of them. Feels weird screwing things in the wrong way. I think these rods are only threaded to about here, so once you get close to that it starts getting tough. Just stop there. You don't need to thread it all the way up. So just when it starts getting with some resistance in it, that's when I stopped. Okay, the rod's done. Here's the hardware. These are the bolts that go through here and hold this. One will hold on to the bottom of the handle. One will hold on to this, and that's why I was telling you may have to drill this hole bigger, because this nut or this bolt right here has to go through it, and as you can see, it won't go through. So we've got to make that a little bit bigger, just a little bit. Again, Harbor Freight. These are actually the best unibits I've ever used. Not any Harbor Freight unibit, but these. They're the best I've ever used of any kind. So we're just going to take a little bit out. See if one step does it. Alright. One step does the trick. Maybe. Alright, so this guy goes in like that, right? Just like that. I think I put this on the top last time, so we'll do that. Get the nut. They've got nylon nuts, which is good, so you ain't got to worry about them backing off. All right, get some tools. Give them a wrenches. Or was it 7/16? I think it's 7/16 actually. I think that's what I remember. Yep, 7/16. Get this off. Where's my 7/16? There we go. Okay. Alright, so you tighten them down, it will still move all around. That's the whole purpose of it. Okay, so now that we've got that on there, we can go ahead and put it in place, bolt it back in. If I can find what I did with the screws. Remember, these were the T30s. I stress you, do not use anything else. You will strip them out. I know by experience. All because I didn't want to go to my other garage to get the right tools. I paid the price for it. Yes, sir. This has to be drilled out more because I don't know what I think that what they wanted you to use is that bolt and this nut, because the way they plan on you doing it is this handle only bolts to this and this bolts to the door inside there, but we don't have that kind of lip here to use that. Or you can figure out a different way, then post it, you know. That's what this is. We're just trying to help each other out, make our racing program better. So I believe in helping the other racer. We're all there to get down the track, and I'd help anybody get down the track. And even if it was somebody I was racing for the win, I would help them. We're all in this together. So if you have any good ideas or anything that would help somebody else out, post it. Let us know what you come up with. But I'm not using this. I'm going to use the bigger one because I have to go through all of this. So I'm just going to open this hole up a little bit. I think one step. Let's see if one step is enough. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm going through the door too. how we're gonna sit. And doing it like this will give you an idea of where you need to be. So it's gonna go, this is gonna be inside here. This will be here. I think I put it through this hole right here. So kind of, get out here. Get out here. Alright. So that's about how it will go. And you have options here because you can adjust your rod. So you have options on just how, I mean, you don't have options of the whole thing, but you do have options around where it will go. Okay. I'm going to drill it right there. I don't even have to drill it, I don't think. It's kind of worked out a little different from the other door, but hopefully I can make this work. Tighten that up a whole lot like I just did, because you just need it on there to let you know where you need to bolt the bracket down at. So just get it started so where it's loose and hold it there, make sure it works. As you can see, it's working. Can you see that? See it working? So we know that we're good, so we can just straighten it up, drill it, and bolt it here. And that's where we're gonna go. So I'm pretty much gonna end this here because this is what I wanted to show. I'm not to the point where I'm ready to put the Lexan in yet, but when I do, I'll post that. I think I've got a hole saw, because once you bolt your Lexan on here, you gotta hole saw a hole right here so that you can access the handle through it. And you can put some sort of cover over this hole, you can leave it open, the choice is up to you. But, oh yeah, the weight. Okay, so the weight of the door was 70 pounds, the way you saw it. After all this, 40 pounds. No, 39. And you can trim some more fat off of it, but I came up on the other door with, before I trimmed the fat, 39 pounds. So that's 40 pounds off. To me, that's definitely worth it. The Lexans for both doors cost $150. This kit costs 80 or 90. And in a day of work for both of them, you got it. All right, so this is the finished, pretty much finished product of putting in these door handles. I think that it needs some sort of spring, otherwise you have to manually put it back, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna find a way to mount a spring, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna put the door handles back in so there's not this big old hole, but maybe I can mount a spring. Let's see which way. Yeah, put a spring, mount a spring to there. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But that's not bad. And maybe at one point figure out a way to cover this gaping hole with something, if it becomes that important to me. Something lightweight, maybe plastic. Summit has those rolls of plastic that I'm not really sure what they're for, but it's pretty thick. Maybe a 16th, I don't know exactly, but, and they're about this wide, so I may do that or try it. I've got one of the rolls, actually, a black one. So I may try that and see if that works. But here it is. Right around, so no, wait, no, they're 31 pounds. That's what it weighs. I think I said it wrong earlier. They weigh 31 pounds like this. So yes, that is right about 40 pounds taken off of the door. And you can even trim more. Get this all done, get the Lexan on, and then see what else you don't need, and trim it off. Most of the weight right now is here. It's the hinges. You pick it up and you can feel that side is the heaviest. So that's it, guys. I'm happy with it. I like it once I get a spring on here. And I'll do a video soon of me figuring out how to get the Lexan on there, because it has to be trimmed. And I don't know if I'm gonna leave this on or what. I don't know yet. So we'll make a video of that sometime soon. Got a busy week ahead of me, so probably won't be doing much on the cars. So I guess that's gonna wrap up the pro modding S10 doors, making the steel doors as light as we can. I think the fiberglass doors weigh like 20 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody looked that up, and we'll see. And they're expensive. They're like 600 bucks for a pair. 500 bucks. 800. I don't really remember. But seeing the price of those is what made me decide to do this. And at 30 pounds, screw it, man. Let's save some money, right? All right, we'll see you on the next.